Welcome back, traders, to today's video on swing trading technical analysis for Bitcoin. We are going to pick up from where we left off, and we're going to look at possible situations or possible opportunities that may present itself, right? So with that said, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like, as I believe the content I'll be sharing with you today is going to be useful. So with that said and done, we're going to get straight into it. So last week when I did the recording, I pointed out that price was in a descending channel and that we had a sell-off that had started at around 124k. So when BTC did its all-time high at this level up here, okay, this was when we began to get the sell-off. And now, as you can see, BTC is obviously at 110 now, 110k. Is still in the descending channel, okay? It's yet to produce a higher low, which it hasn't done. That's one of the indicators that we're looking for that's going to help us to kind of figure out if we need to be tapping in or not, if price is going to be pushing up again, right? As it stands, price is currently sitting in the lower half of the descending channel, so it's continuing on its journey downwards. It is still kind of contained itself within the low volume node area, okay? So it's still in here. It has not moved, right? It's just dancing around. And at this point, you're in one or two minds, right? So if you're a recent holder of BTC, you're not going to be enjoying this experience at all, because obviously it's gone into drawdown from since it started to collapse from reaching this all-time high. Some of this move can translate into other cryptos as well. So for example, you might be looking at XRP, and that probably will be doing the same thing too. Now, with that said and done, there is a couple of things that we need to be mindful of, because one of the key things about being in this space is your ability to be patient. I cannot stress that enough. Your ability to be patient is what is going to determine if you're going to get paid or not get paid. Because believe it or not, most of the strategies that you have learned or that you're currently learning, it does work in the market. So whether that be moving averages, Bollingers, trend lines, market structure, or using order blocks, FVGs, right? They all work in their own way, right? But however, you're the main thing that runs the whole show. So your ability to be patient is what will set you apart from being profitable or not being profitable. End off, right? And what I've just said there sounds like the easiest thing to do in the world, and I promise you it's extremely difficult, all right? Especially if you are a day trader, right, and you want to transition into swing trading. Because day traders, for example, we can find positions pretty much every single day, good or bad, it doesn't matter. We can find what we're looking for every single day. And as a swing trader, you're looking for specific things on a higher time frame, either the day, the week, or at its lowest point, the 4 hour, right? The hour and the 15 minutes is usually used for execution, getting yourself into the market. Outside of that, that's how all of that practically works. So with that said, we're just going to look at what we kind of need to keep an eye out for, right? So I've put a couple levels in here. So the first level that I put in last week, right, to help us determine if we could get into the market with a buy or not, was this level right here, okay? I used these swing highs over here to kind of tell us what was possible and what was not. And at that level, we're looking at 113k. So at 113k, if we get price above that level, we could start to consider looking for longs, because a swing high of the downtrend would have been taken out, which would mean that obviously we can get in nice and early. But in all fairness, the best possible one, right, the best possible one to help you out would be at 117k, because essentially it would have left the low volume node area. So whatever it needed to do here is done, and now it would be pushing up. And because we would get that signal, there is a high probability that this level right here will be taken out, which is the 124k level, and that BTC will continue to push higher. Also, with that in mind as well, it means all the other alts that you're interested in that are heavily correlated with BTC will also begin to push up as well, right? So the logic in itself is relatively straightforward, okay? It's just the execution that we have to be careful about, right? How we actually do things in the market. So with that all covered, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the 1 hour, not for execution state, right? So we're not really looking for places to trade. We're just trying to build a picture as to what is happening in this area on the lower time frame, because that will give us a really good idea as to what's going on. So in case that highlighter didn't do itself justice, let me redo that again. So we're going to focus on this area right here on the lower time frame, just for it to help us determine what exactly is going on in this area and what we should be looking out for, any dangers we need to be worried about. This situation that we're about to look into right now is going to give us some kind of an idea as to what exactly is going on. So with that said, let's jump in. So we're going into the 1 hour. And as we can see right now, we can see here we have an ascending channel. This was the FVG that I pointed out that price went below and now blasted through. So this is all irrelevant, right? So now that we've gotten that out of the way, what we can now see, okay, is that there is a high enough probability, okay, to say that this is not really going to take out the level of 113k, that is most likely going to break downwards some more. Okay, so based on what we're looking at right now, that's a story that we're getting. We're getting that this could actually break down. We have an ascending structure within a structure. That's this ascending channel that we have right here. Okay, and in most cases, what happens is it breaks downwards, right? It breaks downwards. So now that we know that there's a possibility that that could happen, okay, do you know what we do? We wait for that to happen. That's it. We just wait for it to happen. We don't do anything else. We don't jump in. We don't come up with ideas. We don't do anything. Why? Because we have to stick with our plan. So if our plan is we're bullish on BTC, it means we're only looking for bullish opportunities. So we need to watch what's happening rather than jump in because we want to take a position. Okay? So that would be my first recommendation. Second recommendation would be, let's drill down even further to see if, actually, as a matter of fact, if I drill down any further, right, I'm going to see what I want to see, supposing to what I believe is going to take place. What do I mean by that? So we have a potential okie doke that looks promising in this area, and that is that now we have a descending channel within the channel itself. Okay, now this could just be me seeing what I want to see, right? So this structure in itself that we're seeing here has a probability of pushing to the upside. Okay, has a probability of pushing to the upside. Now, also as well, just to add, right, just because we are seeing this structure here, it does not necessarily mean that price is going to break down. It usually does, but it doesn't mean it's going to break down. Sometimes it will push up, right? So that's what we want to be mindful of. So we can see we have a structure that wants to break down, but down here we have a structure that wants to push up. So all this is basically telling us is we need to be patient. Why? Because if this level here is taken out, that means that this structure here was true, and we could consider taking longs from this position in hopes that this level right here gets taken out. If this level right here doesn't get taken out and it begins to pull back downwards again, okay, then we might be in the doghouse in terms of we might be left holding the bag, right? So the overall vibe that I will go off, that I will share with you guys in regards to what BTC is doing is, let's continue to monitor the situation. Let's not jump in with long so early. And let's wait for a confirmation where price tells us what it plans on doing. And at the moment, all I can see is a strong case for more bearish momentum and a minimal case or a low case for a upward momentum, right? So the low case is here, the high case is here, okay? And it's still within the low volume node area, okay? So normally, in situations like this, what we would try to do is we would try to avoid this area entirely. Either we tapped in early at the beginning of it, so say somewhere around here to go up, but I would never do that, because below here, I'm looking for sells. Above here, I'm looking for buys. Anything in between is, I don't really know what's happening and I'm practically guessing, right? And in this area, we have a really good guess of a potential push to the upside, also a strong case for price to push downwards. So until we get that close, either at this level right here or at this level right here, the levels being, say, at 105K, and the level up here is 117K. If we get a close below that level or above that level, we would know what to do and how to do it. So as it stands with BTC, my recommendation is hold your position and don't do anything until you get that confirmation. And with that said, I would then say this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a regular person with a passion for the markets, and I'm just sharing my thoughts with you. What you do or don't do is all on you, right? So with that said, if you have found the content useful, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like, right? Especially if you're new to the channel and you like my style of delivery, right? Make sure you do these things, and that will be greatly appreciated. If you are already a subscriber, right, once again, thank you very much for continuing to hang with me. I definitely appreciate you. If you found the content that I've shared with you right now useful, hit that hit that like button, okay? That would be greatly appreciated also. And you could drop your comments in the comment section. I will reply to your comments. Just give us your thoughts as to what you think is working, what is not, what you liked, what you didn't like, etc. Just let us know, and I'll obviously make sure that I'll get back in touch with you guys. So with all of that said and done, I will see you all on the next one.